Hi, I'm Patrick.
And I'm Liv.
And this is the Mach-E vlog. We got a treat today. Kyle Connor has his Model S Plaid here in town in southern San Diego, and we're going to take it for a spin, not to have fun with it, but we're going to try FSD Beta as the driver for the first time and just see how it goes.
Oh my gosh, so let's go.
Okay, we're back on.
So it's doing everything?
Yeah, it's doing everything. I don't like how it's getting too close over there, so I pushed it back over here and disengaged.
What was that?
I think because we were close to the cars. And again, it's doing it very smooth. I just wouldn't be that far over. We got to turn right up here.
It disengaged. Did you steer?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, God. I don't like this.
It's very disconcerting.
And we apologize. This is probably a lot of us just being inexperienced and never trying this before. So don't take this as necessarily a judgment on FSD Beta. This is also just sort of like what happens if you have inexperienced people like us, haven't really watched a ton of FSD Beta videos, and just, trying things out. It's really neat seeing it do full, complete steering. And I'm waiting. The steering wheel is back, indicating that I can do it again. Keeping my hands on the steering wheel, and it's deciding to change lanes.
That's really weird. Thank you for saying what's happening.
Yeah, it gave me an indicator. That was cool, and I hadn't actually looked, so that was disconcerting, but it obviously knew already that there was nobody there.
This is very weird. I like the way you said it, though. Yeah, we really are just people hopping in for the first time, knowing not that much about it. How does it feel so far?
It's a bit comforting knowing that, like, I could, adjust something like that, and the car is being aware. So, like, if the guy slams on his brakes, hopefully it's going to, take care of that type of thing. It's a little weird, like, that it changed lanes so quickly. But again, it's like I would probably have done that after I got onto the road.
It's almost like it's an aggressive driver.
I set things sort of, I think it was like for average, I told it to go the speed limit, but not above, just because I didn't want to, like, have it doing things that are aggressive when I'm so new with it. And this is where I think a lot of systems struggle with whatever is like, how smoothly does it brake when traffic's coming to a stop? And it's doing a little bit of hesitation, but probably not any different than what I would do. And right now it's saying we're going to stay in this lane. In 0.9 miles, we have to turn right. And speed limit's here 45. We're doing 37. We'll see if it decides to change lanes.
Oh, it's slowing down. It's speeding up. Is it really all it, not you?
Yeah, that was it. I don't know why it slowed down. That was...
I think it wanted to change lanes. No?
Maybe.
No, it's not changing now. How does it think?
It'll let me know when it's getting ready to make a lane change. And for me, I would see, like, we're getting to some traffic. I would probably go ahead and just get in that right lane.
For sure.
Especially because I'm unfamiliar with this area. I don't know if it's going to be like this the whole way. We got a little bit of area where we could change lanes right up here.
That's true, yeah. This is very weird. What was your first time like?
Yeah, and again, please don't, think we're making a judgment necessarily. This is sort of just like newbies jumping in. If we're doing things wrong, or we could make changes to handle things better or whatever, just let me know.
Yeah, this was a really cool opportunity. Kyle's in town. Yeah, that was a nice start. Kyle's in town to get the leaf fixed. So he's doing some cool filming, and we have the opportunity to drive his car while he's busy. So we are not prepped at all. It's like we're renters who just got off a plane, pretty much.
Yeah.
It's still not moving over.
It's still not moving over. Like, we're getting ready to get into traffic, and it's time to move over, I would think.
Yes. Like, right now would be a great time. After this vehicle
now it's
would
trying.
be the best. Ooh, goodness. Okay. Student drivers in front of us. I feel like
that was a good lane change. Like,
that was great.
That's about a spot that I would have picked.
That was an aggressive spot. I would have picked further back.
Yeah, no, I think I would have went for that, you know?
Yeah.
And then now the lane is splitting. Is it going to pick the correct?
There's a bike lane.
Yeah, that was good.
Oh, gosh. Ooh.
That was a hard break.
It was a hard break.
That's hard enough to where I looked up at my rearview mirror to see, like, it's, you know, somebody riding my bumper.
Yeah, I looked too because they were quite close.
And I'm not sure if that was because it saw this entrance and wanted to make sure we left that clear, but of course now we're sitting right in front of the entrance.
Yeah. Huh.
And scooching forward, blinkers on now.
I'm impressed that I went in this lane.
Yeah, that's very cool because that was a little bit, you know, even as me, the human driver, I wouldn't be sure if it was okay to go over that soon because of the way the lane split. I'd go ahead and get up here, like, come on, let's go. The light's green. Very slow. No, I got to push it. Yeah.
You did it.
Yeah, I had to push it there.
And it didn't disengage?
No, you can, if you tap the brakes or if you give it too much steering input, it's going to disengage. But that, I just gave it a little bit of acceleration just to get it around the corner a little bit faster.
Okay.
And we're going to be turning up here. So this is the right lane that we should be in, or the correct lane, I should say.
It's braking.
But it's like, yeah, it's braking too soon, so I want to give it a little bit of acceleration.
Did you do that?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, make the distinction when, because that felt interesting.
Now this is fine. We got some people.
Cyclists,
and it detected them.
Ooh.
Swung a little wide.
Yeah.
But like, I didn't worry that we would hit. Now this would be really interesting because, like, how are we going to get around this cyclist? It'll widen and they'll move over out of our way, I think.
Yeah.
And they are turning, so.
Oh, okay, cool.
We don't have to worry about that.
I'm holding my breath a bit.
And the speed limit is 25, and that's what it's doing. But I'm going to go ahead and give it a little bit of acceleration, just because they are. I don't want to impede traffic.
Ooh.
Well, I let it off because I see a stop sign. I don't want to push it. Oh, we're going to turn. That's right. I wasn't paying attention. It knows. So that's cool. Like, I wasn't even paying attention that we needed to make a turn, and it knew and remembered.
What kind of stop does it make? Okay. Ooh.
Full stop and then immediate go.
Yeah.
And I think that's the change, of course, that they made because it was doing like a slight rolling stop, which I sort of understand why they did that, to let it like roll through those stops, because that's what I do
as a human,
but it's technically not legal.
Yeah.
But also it's not technically legal to speed, and we're allowed to set that. So it's an interesting dilemma, and we'll have lots of those as we get into more of this type of technology.
This is so odd.
And again, I would probably have stayed over on the left side, but that doesn't affect like the overall drive. It may confuse the person behind me that I swung a little bit far to the right, but not that big of a deal. It looks like there's some construction up here. And let's see what it does.
Going a little fast.
Going a little fast.
Here.
Not bad.
All right.
And it's slowing down smoothly for this stop.
Yeah.
And it's actually a flashing stoplight, so it's, you know, and we have the stop sign, so it's a stop sign. Treat it like a stop sign, and then go.
Oh,
no.
Oh.
It was going to stop again.
I don't know. Maybe the stop sign.
It might have been scooching up.
Was that you braking or it?
It braked, but then I just forced it through because it was like ready to go. And it's stopping for the stop sign, but it wants to stop a little bit too quick. Now we did a good stop. And that was interesting because that guy was going straight and it was sort of obvious to me that he was going straight, but it was really cool that FSD Beta picked up that he was going straight and not making a turn, because he could have, you know, those type of people that don't signal and just turn and shock you. Really bad lane markings here.
Yeah,
so,
it's terrible.
But it, according to the diagram, it's figuring it out.
Oh, okay.
And I would have probably have went, that's one of those where I might have rolled through a little bit.
Yeah.
And it takes it a second to recognize what the speed limit is, and it went up to 45 and then back down to 35. And it looks like we should be turning here.
Still holding my breath a little.
And we're almost at the supercharger.
Yay.
And we're going to charge it up, and then we'll make that same drive back so that Kyle can get his car back. He has to head up to the Bay Area, I believe, tonight. So we're going to get it charged up to a decent amount.
And he's going to show some people.
And it's weird.
The drive.
Navigation is saying go straight, but the car turned on the blinker.
It turned it off.
But now it turned it off. And are we going straight? Nope.
No?
I'm going to let it go do what it's doing.
Oh,
no. We just confused the people behind us.
Woo.
And we're in the parking lot, so this is interesting. But yeah, we had the blinker on in the intersection, and then it turned it off.
And it swerved a little as though turning and then changed its mind.
Yeah, I would have been annoyed if I were behind me.
Yeah. There are people here.
And I'm going to go ahead and disengage.
Yeah. People.
I think that was a good first impression. I liked it. I don't know if I'd pay $15,000 for this, but if you drive a lot, I could see, you know, that type of thing being really good. Oh, I got to back in. I'm not used to backing in at chargers, so we'll hit stop before you guys watch me back in.
I do
with
have
a car.
to say,
I don't know.
It feels like you have to babysit this a lot. Not because it wasn't doing stuff, because it was doing stuff and it did pretty well, but like the risk of it not doing okay, and there is that risk, is kind of detrimental. Like really bad things could happen, right?
Yeah.
And now we'll turn it off while Patrick backs in.
Yeah. First time supercharging.
Ooh.
All right.
That's it.
And that's it. No more tapping and stuff. Now, of course, with the Mach-E, with Electrify America, as long as you find a stall working, and 90% of the time we do, it is also plug and charge. But this just connects so much faster. And that's partially because this is all controlled by Tesla versus Electrify America that has to connect to my Ford account, that then connects to my credit card account, and then authorize all that. So let's just hop in and check out the charging.
Okay, so we're officially charging, huh?
Yeah, super easy. And charging at 220 kilowatts. I've already gained 4 kilowatt hours, and I like the charge rate of 780 miles per hour. These type of details are really nice to see on the driver display. It says 25 minutes to get up to, I'm guessing that he has it set to 80%. We're basically going to try to get it to 50 or 60 for him. But he said if we get a little extra, that would be good. But he's going to text us if he needs to go. And right now, we're just going to chill out and enjoy for a minute. And then I think we'll do FSD Beta on the way back as well, so we can get a little bit more. Definitely.
I'm kind of tripped out. Like, it is really cool. You just plugged in and it's charging at 222 kilowatts.
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy. I'm curious, like, how long that lasts for, not knowing anything about it.
We're down at, we're 15, I think, percent now at 21%. It should hold it for a decent amount. And now it's like high usage supercharger station, charging limit set to 80%, adjust limit if needed. And that's also really cool. That shows, how neat it is to have that data relayed to the car. In the, Mach-E, as well as, pretty much every other EV dealing with like Electrify America, they don't do like real-time station data. So it doesn't necessarily know if a station is currently, super busy or not. So you often find like VW ID4s there just camping out and charging to 100%. And they are oftentimes busier because they have 4 stalls and they're all four are full. Luckily, we have charging at home on the road trips, like when we get out to Arizona, Nevada, things like that, Utah. We haven't had a ton of like full chargers and had to wait. Like the other day, we came back from Tesla Takeover and we charged once on the way home. We had a 2-minute wait, so not bad. And that was a 10-stall EA station.
And what are we at now? 220 still.
222 still.
Yeah, I mean, I'm enjoying this.
Yeah.
It's definitely cool.
Yeah, and the Mach-E, came out in, was announced in 2019, came out in 2021. So, things have been advancing, and hopefully the next gen Fords will have faster charging. We peak at 160 and hold that for a few minutes, not too long, maybe 3 minutes or 4 minutes if we're lucky. So 224 versus 166. I'll take the 224, but we also are half the cost of this car. So, but it's nice. The Plaid is really nice.
And not just the charging speed, just the plug-in and no screens to mess with. Like, I know that's not something that can stay as we all start joining NACS. Like, we're gonna have to have screens.
Well, they may not ever do screens. It may be all forcing us to use the app, but there may be hiccups when a Kia or a Ford or whatever, a Mercedes plugs into a Tesla station. First of all, will plug and charge be active? It should be able to for the Mach-E, but on these other stations, other cars, they'll have to activate using the app. And then like on the Mach-E, will the connection be just as fast when you have to communicate with the supercharger that communicates with Tesla, that communicates with Ford, that communicates with my account, and then verifying my credit card.
So this process was really lovely, but we're probably not going to get the experience. But I can totally understand why people in Teslas love it and recommend it if you just plug in.
Yeah. Yeah. And when we get that with Electrify America, it's really nice. And the difference between plug and charge and supercharging, is, first of all, it initiates quicker with the supercharger, but it's also, you plug in, and with EA, you're always waiting and like, all right, what's the speed going to be? Is it going to spin up? Is it going to authorize my payment? And it's gotten way better, but because we had bad experiences, I think we both have fear of failure.
Oh, yeah. And probably literally everyone who uses Electrify America has that same little stress of like, is it going to work? It is nice having the chargers down there so that there's nothing in between here to worry about banging your door into. And like the poles and everything are...
Different stations have different setups, but this is very common, which is also why it's going to be hard when we get a NACS adapter for the Mach-E if these cables are very short.
Yeah, that's definitely problematic. It's like, this is so cool for the 4 vehicles that can use this. And it would be really cool if we could have more variety of vehicles that could use it to this quality, but it might not happen, huh?
Well,
we'll see how it rolls out.
And anytime you add complications, and there's communication protocols and there's different interpretations of the communication protocols. So we hope that Ford and Mercedes and Volvo all have the same interpretations that Tesla has. So they have to do a lot of compatibility testing, which is, a lot of people are like, why don't they just make the adapter and release it right now? And more than likely, they'll make the adapter, then they'll work with Ford engineers. They'll have Tesla superchargers. They'll run a bunch of test equipment and make sure, because there's, multiple steps in getting a session started besides the payment process. There's the charger is communicating with the car and making sure like the safety mechanisms are there so that if something does go wrong with the charging session, that it disconnects properly. So there's little things like that where it has to communicate, the car has to respond, and all that.
It's a lot. Hopefully it's going to roll out well, and we'll just have to see. But this is really nice so far. By the way, we have received 27 kilowatt hours, and we're charging at 162 kilowatts.
Yep.
And we've been here for 20 minutes?
No. That's time remaining. I didn't look to see what time we plugged in. It's going quick.
Seem
it's
like
going
a
quick.
very long time.
Right now in the Mach-E, it would start at like 166 on an EA station and drop to we'd probably be in the 140s by now.
Yeah.
So 156 to 140, it's not as huge of a difference now.
Oh, and we're at 44%. I see now.
Yeah, 44%.
We got a little ways to go.
Okay. It's time to unplug. We're at 77%. We had to make some phone calls and stuff, and Kyle hasn't messaged yet. So, but we're charging at 74 kilowatts. To be honest, I'm surprised it slowed down to that. The Mach-E is generally at about 80 kilowatts at this time. So we finally win on something. Anyways, let's go unplug and then do some more playing. Charge port closed automatically. Gonna hop back in. I'll move out of the way, and then we'll get our camera gears ready and start our experiment on the way back. Okay.
We have re-navigated back to the Electric Vehicle Learning Center in San Marcos.
And I'm not going to activate until we get away from people in the parking lot.
Wise decision.
Yeah.
I still don't like that you have to use the screen for everything. And I know this is divisive. Some people really like that. But it bugs me that I have to use the screen for the AC.
There's little things. And I was trying to do the navigation, and Liv was trying to do the music.
I was trying to do the AC because I wanted to film him during the navigation, and the AC was too loud. I know that's very specific to filming, but I feel like you might have a situation where you want to do one thing and the driver wants to do another thing.
Okay, as soon as we get out here, I'm going to try to turn it back on as soon as it lets me, which is right now. Stopping for traffic light, and there's something in the road that I would want to sort of go around. Turned the blinker on again, and then decided we want to go straight through this one and then to the next one.
This is confusing. This is a confusing one. Actually, there are a lot of confusing.
Yeah, and I gotta make sure that it's sort of weird the way this is marked. Like, I would go for the left turn lane that you can see. There's a double left turn lane, but I'm worried that the guy next to me might go to the one on the right. So just want to make sure the car doesn't do that. And this is stuff that, no criticism of FSD Beta, but I don't know how you figure this type of stuff out, because I think half the humans would get this wrong.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm still holding my breath again. All right. Ooh.
That scared me.
So a person...
And it was trying to go right to the right lane, which I think is okay. But again, it's like I don't know what the bones and flesh to my right was going to do.
What the other human was going to do. And that was also odd because the vehicle who had a turning arrow lost crossing in front of us went. And obviously it was red. So they were still in the intersection.
They were still in the intersection.
Started.
We started, I wasn't like, oh my gosh, we're going to hit it. But at the same time, I was like, I would have paused for another second. I turned it back on even though we were stopped. I like that you can do that, because a lot of intelligent cruise control systems, they won't let you engage while you're stopped. You have to be going over 20 miles an hour because you're sort of setting the speed as well. But because this is saying the speed limit's 25, and I told it to be 0 miles per hour difference, it just set my speed to 25. And it's like, let's go.
Mm-hmm. Oh. Mm-hmm.
I had to
you
give
did
it.
that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I felt like we were going a little bit too slow.
That was too slow.
It handled that turn really well.
That was good.
And its speed limit's 40. And it adjusted quickly. We didn't accelerate too fast. Now we're slowing for the light ahead of us. And this would be actually a fairly simple drive back. I think the one here was a little bit more curvy and stuff, but that's just sort of, I mean, this isn't meant to be like a hard test for it or anything.
No, certainly not. And if you are an expert FSD Beta driver or just Tesla driver, know that we welcome your input, and hopefully you can share it kindly and know that we're admittedly new to this. We're totally not trying to diss anything. We're just brand new. So feel free to share your knowledge in the comments.
We do have experience with autopilot.
Yeah.
Basic autopilot, not enhanced autopilot. We rented a Tesla Model Y for about a week. That was about 2 years ago. So it's been a while. And I wouldn't mind, going on the freeway and testing this all out. But anyways.
We want Kyle to have some battery for his journey.
Yeah, and we didn't supercharge the Model Y when we had it. And we were just, using it around town. So that was our first supercharging session. And of course, it's nice and easy. And, just as normal people, most of our charging is always at home anyways.
But that was
and it turned the blinker on, and it's...
Oh, no. No.
That was...
Did you do that or did that?
I had to disengage because it was like going down the middle of the road.
That was dodgy.
It started to do a lane change, and then...
Oh, no.
Oh, my God.
This is very scary.
I turned it on. Maybe I shouldn't have, because it was confused about which lane to go into. But it seems to be like it wants to straddle the line. I don't know what it's doing.
What was it putting us in the turn lane?
When I turned it back on, but the first disengagement was because it wanted to change lanes, and then it canceled, but then it said, yeah, no, I do want to. And it just didn't feel safe to keep going back and forth like that.
No. If there had been anyone else around us at that moment,
they would have been honking.
They would have been honking, and it also would have been really dangerous. I mean, it was really dangerous. That was really dangerous. That was awful.
And I just think, what would a cop think?
Drunk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was like a drunk person move right there. I'm going to change lanes. No, I'm not. Yeah, no, I'm not.
I'm just going to go down the middle. Yeah. That was really dodgy. Then when you turned it back on and it tried to get into the turn lane.
But then stuff like that is super cool.
Yeah, but the thing is, super cool is great, but unpredictability is not something that you want in a dangerous vehicle. And why is it changing
Why are we changing
now?
lanes? We're going to make a left turn and
What is happening? What is happening? Oh, no.
No.
Oh, it started going over.
Oh, no. It started to turn right, but it turned the left blinker on. I'm sorry. Yeah, it made a little bit of a head fake to the right, but it had the left blinker on.
Why is it not going? Oh, why is it not going?
No, we got to go.
Oh. Okay, I very, very much did want to... I didn't want to have bad things to say, because I think that new tech is important, but I don't think that this should be tested on the roads with real people.
Yeah.
This is important tech. It is, but these are live people here.
And this is, it's super cool. I'm loving it, but at the same time, I'm like, I wouldn't want to use this. I wouldn't want to use it unless I'm making a video playing around. But and I mean, everything that you're doing is it's really cool to see it handle a full left turn when I barely can see the lane markings. And I've seen some of the cool videos and just experiencing so far. I mean, even this stuff, this is pretty impressive. But those little weird things, There's no way I'd want that, and there's no way I'd want to pay $15,000. Sorry for the. I know we're getting the thumbs down right then, but please be kind. Just give us a thumbs up. We know.
You know, it's okay. That was scary. I'm not trying to be dramatic. I'm not trying to be dramatic about it. That made me really uncomfortable, and I don't feel comfortable with that.
Slow down again for no reason.
Yeah. I don't feel comfortable with that. I don't feel comfortable that other people are doing this necessarily.
We said we're not going to judge, though.
No. I don't feel comfortable knowing. It's sort of like I don't feel comfortable that they're drunk drivers on the road.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that stuff was crazy. This is going great now, but that made me scared. I don't feel comfortable.
Yeah, to me, it's a little bit like phone as a key, and with and we're changing lanes, and the Mach-E's gotten better with phone as a key, but like the first few months, it was like it would work 99% of the time. But I'm like, that's something that you don't want to fail, that 1% when it's pouring, raining, and you're 30 miles from home. And this, it's the same thing. And yes, I'm in charge always, but it doesn't really save me any stress if I have to really worry about it all the time.
Yeah. I'm sorry, and I don't know how to experience this without saying something that will potentially get someone mad at us. But we're not meaning to attack anything.
Well, and it's a bit confusing to me because it's like it's failing. We need to get over the lane and go up some. And I just hit stop. Anyways, it's failing at things that I don't think it should fail at, and excelling at things that are impressive.
Yes. It seems unpredictable, and that seems hard for a human to co-pilot. Why are we aiming for the curve? Okay.
And this is something, just getting used to it. It does tend to want to be over to the right and centered, where most people would be over here because we know there's cars coming out. And it saw that, moved us over, but it's still closer. And that's me being a cyclist. I wouldn't want to be that close to the doors.
Yeah, no. Okay. So,
it's handling it like I wouldn't drive it that way.
No. Yeah, I think that here's part of the problem I'm having is that it is unpredictable, and it's hard to imagine when you have to intervene and collaborate with the system if it's unpredictable.
And to be fair, that's like with Blue Cruise, I think I liked it more the longer I used it and got used to its quirks, and I think I could get used to it here.
This could become predictable.
Yeah, you sort of know the things that throw it off, and then you sort of get used to it. But
Blue Cruise, it'll be on ramps and
that certain on ramps, or actually off ramps, when it splits. So, but this is I don't know. I mean, it's cool that we're in, it sees a green light and it's going to take us across the intersection and sort of figure out hey, there's some stripes over there. I want to go down there. There's a car. I want to go around that. How close are we going to get to it? Changing lanes.
Okay.
Which is good, but I'm like,
why didn't it wait until it was a broken?
It's a weird brake situation. Yeah, we actually crossed the double yellow line.
Yeah.
And we haven't made many I'm just letting it do what it's got to do. If I were behind me, I'd be honking. And we got to make this left turn into the facility. I may cancel when we get there, and then when we make the turn. Let's see what it does.
Oh, there are people.
Double yellow. I think it's doing fine.
Okay.
Let's see. I would go now.
Oh no.
But I would go faster. Come on, let's go.
Oh, there's someone.
But then the bump.
Okay.
I'm sort of glad it went slow.
Yeah, that's
okay, I'm gonna
true.
go ahead and hit tap and hit the brakes, and it's off. And now we're back at the EV Learning Center, so we can wrap this up.
Okay.
And I think we can just wrap it up now, just going like, thank you guys. Don't be too harsh on us. Hopefully we'll get more time to, try it out.
Yeah.
But it's been a learning experience. It's been very impressive at times and very disconcerting at times. So we'll just sort of leave it at that.
Yeah, please feel free to share your knowledge down below if you have a lot of experience with this. Be kind in the comments, be kind to each other. And yeah, we appreciate you for watching this video. And yeah, like Patrick said, hopefully we get to do this again. Huge thank you to our patrons whose names are scrolling across the screen right now. We appreciate you guys so much. What else? I'm like a little frazzled by that.
Yeah.
Just remember that whatever you drive, whether it is full self-driving beta, co-pilot, whatever is happening, remember that it's a collaborative process and enjoy the ride.
And one last thing.
Yeah.
Sorry, we usually don't do this, but if you have FSD Beta and want to give us a ride, we're in North County, San Diego, and we're more than willing to like hop in unbiased, and you can show us all the good stuff, all the bad stuff. We know some people down in this area, and we don't have to drive. We can just like ride in your car if you don't mind being on camera, and you can sort of walk us through why you think it's great. So there's that.
That's a really nice idea.
Yeah, I just thought of it.
Yeah, and we will enjoy that ride.
We'll enjoy that ride.
Yeah. Bye. Bye.